to my channel. I have got my hands on the brand new KKW Mario Palette. I'm using it for the first time in this tutorial, so I'm gonna let you know my first impressions, my thoughts at the end of the video as well. I did have to recreate the blue eyeshadow look that Kim was rocking, and pretty much everyone was rocking. The blue in this palette was actually calling my name. I couldn't not do color, guys. You know I love my color, so I was like, nah, I still have to do it, and I got to put my own little spin on it, rock the Indian jewelry with it. I mean, what is a glam look without Indian jewelry, huh? You tell me. Let me know if you want me to create any more looks using this palette, and leave any suggestions down below. But for now, guys, make sure you're subscribed for more videos and enjoy this tutorial. Okay, guys, let's get right into it, because I have my hands on the KKW Mario Palette. I got this about 5-6 days ago, and I've not touched it. Yeah, I've not even swatched it. So I'm like so eager to get my hands on it, have a play, and it's gonna be right in front of you as well. So let's start off with the eyes, and I'm gonna cover up my eyes with the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. They actually came out with new shades, and they sent me like all of the shades, which is amazing. But yeah, this is C8.5, so they've come out with half shades. Now this is more yellow toned, I believe, and this is nice and bright. So I'm just gonna take this over my eyes as a base for my eyeshadow, and these set really nice and matte. And because I want to do the eye look in one go, I'm just gonna take a little bit just underneath. I mean, I don't know if I would use this shade as like my actual under eye concealer, but for now it's gonna go on. But yeah, you just want to blend this all out, and I always like to blend the eyeshadow base, whatever you're using, whether you're using an actual eyeshadow base or a concealer. I always like to take it right up to my brow bone as well, just so that you like it's all one, you know. And then I'm just gonna blend out the bottom, make sure all meets, comes around here. For now you might look cray but it is all good. I actually look so scary right now, like this is so pale, it's insane, but it's gonna be fine. It is gonna be fine. It always is. It always comes together, doesn't it? Well, at least I think it does. But anyway, that's on. Let's get into the palette. Oh yes, oh my god, literally guys, I'm so excited. All I've done since I got it is I took it out of the packet once, had a look, I was like okay, and I put it right back. I mean, who can say that they are able to do that when they get new makeup? I did it for you guys. I didn't want to even swatch it. I didn't want to try it, nothing. I just wanted to do it on camera for you. So yeah, it's been tough. I'm not gonna lie, it's been tough. It's been sat on my table staring at me. But yeah, we're here now. Let's get into it. So let me show you it. I actually really like the packaging. It's quite sleek. It reminds me of like industrial. Is that the right word? Does that make sense? But yeah, it kind of gives me that kind of, you know, that edgy vibe. And then really beautiful shades. It's all very neutral, but I guess Kim is your neutral kind of gal. And I know on Insta story, basically I asked you to vote on Insta story whether I should do blue or whether I should do neutral. There was more votes for neutral, but I'm not gonna lie, the color's calling my name, so that's what I'm about to do. And plus I've done so many neutral looks recently that I didn't want to do another one, so I'm gonna go into the blue today, but there will be another neutral, so don't worry. It's not like this is the last time I'm gonna use this palette, or is it? I might not like it, so let's find out. I think what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go into this shade right here. This is called Decade. Let's just take this on the brow bone. I never really do brow bone shades anymore. I just always leave it empty. I don't know, I feel like it's such an old school thing to highlight the brow bone or something, but it does look nice. Maybe I need to get back into it. But this is like a nice matte shade, so it's not gonna feel really old school. So I'm just applying this onto the top of my brow bone and kind of just brushing it down. So just for reference, guys, I'm going off of this picture right here. Next, I'm going to go into this shade right here, which I believe is Miami. It's a really nice soft brown neutral shade, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this through the crease really lightly. The shadows are pigmented. I literally picked up the tiniest amount just then, but yeah, I just want to run this through my crease back and forth, and I want to keep the shade quite light, so I'm not going to go too crazy with building this up really intensely. It just needs to be there in the background and slightly high up. And because in Kim's picture her shadow comes all the way in here, so make sure you get the transitional shade right in here too, but nice and light. Okay, once we've got that on, we are gonna go into the star of the show, and that is the blue eyeshadow right here. How gorgeous. Now, I've seen the Jaclyn Hill palette has a very, very similar blue, but I was holding out and I wanted to use this one, so that's what we're gonna do, obviously. I am gonna take this on a flat synthetic brush. I feel like it's really important to use a flat synthetic brush just because it's gonna pack on the color and make it go on so much more intense, and that's what we want when we're applying a really bold and bright color. So we're just gonna throw this on all over the lid, and then we are gonna blend it out through the crease. Wow, wow, wow. Oh my God, I love it. The blue is like so much more brighter than I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know, I thought it would just have a little bit more depth to it. That's a strong ass blue, but I like it. Okay. So we're literally getting it right up to the crease, and you can see I'm kind of creating a bit of a shape with it. I'm also just gonna take it along the lower lash line because, like I said, we wanted to do the eyes all in one go so that it looks all connected and joined up. And don't be afraid to get this color quite low down, how I like it. You know I like it low and smoky. It's gonna look like a hot mess, don't worry. It will get sorted, it always does. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just kind of bring it up a little bit from the lower lash line. So we wanna use that as a guide. So rather than just having it really round like this, we kind of want to lift the eye right here. And don't worry if it's messy at this stage, we're just kind of like etching out and creating like a guide. I really don't care how messy it gets here on the outer corner because we are yet to apply our concealer, foundation, and we're going to clean it up, so it's fine. But this is just to give you a rough guideline. Okay, so now we just want to blend that all out. So we're just going to run a brush, a nice small brush. This is the Morphe M506, and we just want to run this along the edge, like literally right along it. I'm not blending this higher or anything just yet. I just kind of want to soften that line right in the crease, taking it back and forth. And oh my God, I feel like they blend so easily and smoothly. Like, oh my God, that it doesn't take much at all, which is good. And then I'm just going to do the same again on the lower lash line. And when I kind of blend that lower lash line, just remember to bring it up really softly, kind of join these two. But I'm really like lightly feathering my brush along the edges. I'm like barely touching, light strokes. And I just want to slowly, as I've got like a soft edge now, I want to slowly blend that color slightly higher and make it nice and like round here in the crease, just because Kim's comes up quite high and it's kind of got that like round shape, and then it just like comes out to a point. So just follow your crease. We're still getting it right in there in the crease, and then we want to take the brush slightly higher above it. And sometimes when you want to blend a shade higher, you want to take it in small tiny circular motions up. Okay, so shadow is on. It's far more like blown out than I normally would have it, but I mean, this is what Kim has done. Like, this is how she's wearing it, so we're gonna try it out the same as her. I can't stop blending. I'm like, oh my God, this is a lot. This is a lot. We are gonna move on to some liner now. Now normally I go in with some liquid liner, but I'm gonna go in with gel, and I haven't used gel in the longest time, so I'm a little bit nervous, but use whatever you are comfortable using. I'm gonna go back to the old school Inglot Gel Liner, but because it is so dry, I'm gonna use the Duraline. It's like a mixing medium type product. So I'm basically, you can see how dry this liner is and old, and I'm just gonna drop a couple, well, just one drop into it. I don't know if you can see. So right there, I've just dropped some Duraline in there, and then basically that's just gonna loosen it all up and make the liner like how it used to be. Like you can see now, it's got so much more movement to it. So I always like to start my liner in the center. God, I haven't used a brush and gel in so long. I'm like, how do I even do this? Just to kind of get the flow of things. And then I just want to create a line across my whole lash line. And then Kim's not really got a like too much of a wing how I would normally have it. Okay, that's teeny tiny. I'm gonna leave it right there for now. And then I'm just gonna do the rest of the line. Okay, so liner is on and we're gonna add a little bit more liner, but now we just want to use a black pencil one. You can use any black Kohl that you want to, but we are gonna tight line our upper waterline, lower waterline, and then we might take a little bit of it just along the lower lash line, but let's just tight line first. And what this is going to do is basically just gonna make the eyes look that much more intense and add the drama, because you can add your liner on top, but sometimes when you apply your black liner inside the waterline, it's just gonna help make it look even thicker and make your lashes look fuller from the root. Probably not the most pleasant thing to apply, but once you get the hang of it, it's all good. I actually learned this trick way before I started doing makeup. So basically when I first started wearing makeup, I think I was like 15, and I would just apply black liner in my lower waterline blusher, and basically that was my makeup done. And my auntie came from India and she saw me doing it and she was like, oh, you should add it in the top because it just makes it more intense. And I was like, oh girl, like who does that? Okay. And it's a thing, like it's actually a thing. It's tight lining, and she knew about it. How crazy is that? And to this day, she still reminds me, and I never forget either. Okay, so liner's on, and I just want to run a little bit of that just outside the lower lash line, like really, really close to my lash line. Like I just kind of want to graze the pencil. I basically really lightly want to run it along the edge, and then I just kind of want to smudge that black pencil into the lower lash line so it just smokes out. And I'm loving how intense this looks. So I want to moisturize my skin with the MAC Strobe Cream in the shade Goldlite, of course, because this stuff is just heavenly. It's beautiful. We're just gonna add glow to the skin, moisture, and it's so nice and soft and smooth. I love this moisturizer. So next we want to apply some primer, and we want one that's gonna add to the glow, and this is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. This is just gonna add a really nice extra glow to the skin. We put this right on top, and it's really nice and lightweight. I imagine that Kim's skin is just forever glowing, which is why I'm applying products that are just gonna help you glow from within. Okay, so now our skin is glowing and it is all prepped for face makeup, and I'm gonna go in with my all-time favorite product. It's the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. I swear, name me a video I haven't used this. I swear that it's probably only about 5 since I started YouTube, which is a hell of a long time ago. But yeah, this is just gonna go around my mouth, just in any areas where I've got some scarring, discoloration. Okay guys, so next up is foundation, and you guys know I have to mix my foundations. It's never just one, is it? It's very rarely just one, but I feel like these two together would make a really lovely baby, and we're gonna put that baby on the face. It's the NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation and the EX1 Invisiwear one. So I normally apply my foundation with a brush, which you guys know, but I'm gonna use a damp sponge this time and just really work it into the skin. I love using a brush. I mean, you can't not get a flawless finish from getting a brush. I always use one, but sometimes I feel like a sponge is just necessary. So I'm just gonna keep working this into the skin until I'm happy with it, and I don't want it to look like it's sitting really heavy on the skin. Right, so we are gonna move on to concealer, and I think it's only right that I use Kylie Jenner's concealer for this look. What do you think? I mean, I don't have Kim's because I just wanted to try Kim's eyeshadow palette before I invest in anything else in her line. So for now, it's just Kylie's concealers and Kim's eyeshadow palette. Oh, and Kylie's highlighters. They're really good. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Oak, and you basically, when you're doing it along the under eye, you wanna make sure you don't take it too high up into that lovely blue eyeshadow that we've already applied. And then you wanna take the concealer up the sides of the nose and then just fan it out. And then I'm going to use the same Revolution concealer that I used earlier, the 8.5 shade, just to brighten it up slightly further. I felt like if I used this shade on its own, you would have been able to see the dark circles peep through because it's very yellow and bright. However, it hasn't got like a peach, just a slight peach undertone to it to correct the dark circles. So that's why I wanted to use the Kylie one first, and then I'm gonna use the Revolution concealer and take it down the bridge of my nose at the tip and then in the center of the forehead, Cupid's bow and chin. And then I'm just gonna blend this all out by patting it in again with the damp sponge. Okay, and when you're blending your concealer under your eye out, you wanna be really careful not to get it into that blue eyeshadow. So kind of just blend down, and then when you get closer, use a brush just to blend over that line. We just wanna soften the line, basically. Right, so concealer is on, and it would be rude not to contour in a Kim K video. So I'm gonna use another Revolution concealer, and this is in the shade C14, and I'm just gonna take this in small sections and apply it and blend. So I'm gonna apply it, and then I'm gonna blend each section as I go, because these concealers dry quite fast and matte, so you wanna work them in as quickly as you can so that you get, I don't know, like a nice blend. And you can go back in with your sponge, so you can blend between the concealer and the contour shade so that there's like a nice fade. And then I'm also just going to take some on my temples, and don't forget to get it right into that hairline. You don't want there to be a gap between your hairline and the contour. And then we have to contour our nose, obviously, and we want to get a really nice snatched teeny tiny Kim K nose. Watch it go wrong now, but I'm just going to take it up the sides of my bridge of my nose, and I'm taking a really light amount of this. And then don't forget to cut off the end. And then Kim's got a really nice little button nose, so we just want to draw a line across there and then go ahead and blend that out. Okay, so next onto another crucial step for a Kim K video, and that is baking under the eyes. I'm going to set all of the highlighted areas in place, and I'm going to use the Beauty Bakery flour. I have found that it is best applied with a damp sponge, so again, this sponge is coming in handy right now, and I'm basically going to just pat this under the eyes and up the sides of the nose, anywhere where we've already highlighted, down the bridge of the nose and at the tip, in the center of the forehead, Cupid's bow and chin. Okay, so once that's on, I don't want it kind of sitting on the skin for too long, so you just want to go ahead and dust it off, and it's going to look bright. It's going to look bright, but don't worry. So once you've dusted that all away, we are going to apply some bronzer. Now normally I would set my face makeup, but I don't think I want to do that for this look. I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer in the shade Rosewood, and I really like this. And I'm just going to take this over the top of where we've already contoured, and I feel like Kim's skin in that picture looked really nice and like warmed up. So don't be afraid to go a little bit ham with this. We just want to apply this over the top of the contour on the cheeks, also just on our temples, and then down the sides of our nose slightly. Okay, so then we want to contour a little bit as well. I know there's shape, I know there's structure going on, but this is Kim K, so we have to contour. But this contour product, I believe Mario actually uses on her, so you know, we have to use it. It's the Rodial Instaglam Compact Contouring Powder. This is in the shade 04 Dark, so I'm just going to apply a teeny amount of this over the top, really slightly, and then I'm just going to take a bit of that up the sides of the nose as well, just to snatch it a bit further. So next I want to apply some highlighter, and it would be, again, rude not to use Kylie's highlighter. This is in the shade Salted Caramel, and I'm just taking this on a fan brush. This is the Morphe Bretman Rock fan brush, and I'm just going to take this on the top of my cheekbones. So pretty. I love this. I always feel like the makeup just comes together. When you put highlighter on, it's like, okay, we're getting there. It's gorgeous. I mean, we can't not go ham with highlighter for this look. Right, time for some blush, and I'm gonna go back in with the L'Oreal Life's a Peach one. It's definitely a recent favorite of mine, and I'm just gonna lightly apply this onto the apples of my cheeks. And honestly, this is like the most perfect shade blusher for this look. Like, it's nice and peachy, it's subtle, it's there but not there. You want something quite light. We want to let the eyes and the rest of it just do all the talking. So blush doesn't need to be too intense. And yeah, this stuff smells of peach, so it's Okay, so we're gonna move back onto the eyes and finish that off before we do the lips, and then we're basically done. So it's quite an easy look. I say easy, it is. So I'm just gonna apply some mascara now, and I've got the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. You can use any that you like, and I'm just gonna apply a couple of coats of this onto my top and bottom lashes. So mascara is on, and you could totally leave it here like this, but like I said, we're gonna go in with some falsies, and they're not too intense. I've used them in my first day makeup tutorial, so they're really nice and light and natural. These are the Eldora H151 lashes. This is what they look like. I don't know if you can see. What I like to do is just drop them right into the center. Give it a second, and then tuck in the corners like so. And I have already trimmed these, so make sure you trim your lashes down to size. See, these don't make like a massive difference, but they do make a really small, nice difference. Okay, finally for the lips, and I didn't actually purchase her lipstick or glosses or anything like that. I felt like I have so many nudes in my collection that I could custom make this myself, and it's easily done. So I'm gonna start off by lining my lips with Morphe's lip pencil in the shade Honeymoon. I love this. It's like one of my new favorite products. It's so good. Honestly, you need this. It's like literally my go-to lip liner. If you want any really pale nude lipstick to work, get this on. Okay, so then I'm gonna go in with the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream, and this is in the shade Cape Town. I believe this is one of their newer ones. They came out with 12 new nude soft matte lip cream. I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills gloss, and this is in the shade Toffee, and I feel like this is just gonna be perfect. Now these are really highly pigmented, and they are extremely high shine as well, so I only want to go in with a really small amount. So I'm just gonna pat it on, and then with my finger I'm gonna pat it in. Okay, so finally we just want to spritz our face again with some Fix Plus. I'm literally drenched. Okay guys, so you can totally leave the look right here. This is basically the finished look, but you know I have to dress it up. I've got to switch it up and make it appropriate for an Indian wedding, because why not? I feel like this makeup look, when I saw it first, I was like, you could totally wear that to a Indian wedding, party, function, anything like that. Yeah, so I'm gonna add some jewelry and I will be right back. So guys, here we have the finished makeup look. I really hope you like it. I personally love it. I feel like the Indian jewelry just ties it all together, and it just glams it up that little bit more, and why not go extra glam? But you can totally wear this look on its own if you wish to. So my verdict on this palette so far is that it is beautiful. I actually really like how pigmented the shades are. I like how easily they blend and they go on. And also when you pick up the shadows, there's not like loads of dust or like shadow dust, if that makes sense, and also not a lot of fallout at all, which is fantastic. So I really like this palette so far. I'm yet to try some more shades, and I'm definitely going to do some more looks using this palette. So if you want me to, leave it down below. Let me know if you want to see a neutral look next or what, like just let me know and I'll be more than happy to do so. But for now, if you like this makeup look and you like this tutorial, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, let me know what you thought, and obviously don't forget to subscribe, and you can keep up with me on all of my socials. Everything will be linked down below in the description box. But for now guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next one. Mwah. Bye.